Um, Today we have some pretty heartbreaking news out of Newport News, Virginia, about a shooting at a school where a six-year-old child pulled out a gun and actually shot his teacher. The teacher is in critical condition. Here is a picture of the teacher. She is in critical condition right now in the hospital, and police said that the shooting was not accidental, that this 6-year-old child pulled out a gun and purposefully shot his teacher. And police in Newport News, Virginia said that the child and the teacher had an altercation before a single shot was fired in a first grade classroom at Rich Neck Elementary School on Friday afternoon. So this happened on Friday, and Governor Glenn Youngkin, he hasn't really said a ton about it. Uh, we have a tweet here from him where he says, my administration has offered assistance in response to the shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News and stand at the ready to help in any way we can. I'm continuing to monitor the situation and am praying for the continued safety of all students in the community. So, that statement, it doesn't do anything. That's not helpful at all. He says that he's ready to help in any way that he can, but we've seen Glenn Youngkin repeatedly spew the mental health crisis thing in response to shootings, in the state and around the country.
You mentioned
Governor.
keeping Virginia safe. I know we have to go, but the gun law proposal, do you support it when it comes to funding red flags and background checks for individuals under 21?
We're in a mental health crisis in America. We know it. We're in it in Virginia. And so we just signed a budget that includes enhanced funding for mental health support.
Last year, we had the UVA shooting where 3 people were killed. We also had the Walmart shooting in Virginia. Both of these were in Virginia shootings, and then now we have this. And it's like I said, he says he's ready to help in any way that he can. But I think this specific shooting, this specific story of the 6-year-old, really speaks into how our culture is. And you have a child that's learning to read and write. He was a first grade student, still learning to read and write, and he knows how to work a firearm and how to use a firearm effectively to injure somebody. That's a problem. You see these videos that I cannot show here on social media of these young children in Chicago. They all have weapons on them, and then people say, "Oh no, that's Chicago. That's a terrible place." But it's still a problem. This is a problem. We have people in this country, in our society, people know more about how to use and effectively use and work a firearm than they know how to do things like read and write, and even articulate sentences. These are things that we shouldn't be discussing right now. I shouldn't be having to make a video talking about 6-year-old pulling a gun out and shooting his teacher, because that's insane. That's just insane. And if Governor Glenn Youngkin really wanted to help, then we would see some. I think we need some aggressive gun control policy changes, unless we just want to keep seeing stuff like this. We can't keep sitting here not changing anything and expecting things like these shootings to stop, because they're not going to stop. It's not going to happen if we just sit here and do the same shit over and over and over. Governor Glenn Youngkin's thoughts and prayers do not help situations. That does not make people not shoot other people. It's like I said, we will keep seeing this. This will continue to happen. I've said this multiple times in other videos. This will continue to happen until we do something about it. It is easy for people to just pick up a gun and use one, and then, we have these Republican lawmakers that say, "Oh, well, we need to arm the students and we need to arm the teachers." More guns in school. More guns in school is ridiculous. That will just make this problem 20 times worse if we just put more guns in. That's not the answer to the problem. I mean, I know that that's just like pure NRA talking points from a lot of these Republicans, but that's ridiculous. More guns will never be the answer, ever. That will literally just make every single one of these issues and these things that I'm talking about now, it will make them happen much, much more, and the problem will just become that much harder to solve.